All right, traders. We're going to keep our eyes on a few of these plays, but I'm going to go over a quick lesson on HIMX just so you guys are learning these trades I'm taking. It's going to be a quick lesson on just having no bias in the market. So if you guys, let's take a look at the watch list this morning. It's so important that you guys are watching this watch list in the morning, going over it alongside Jesse and I every single morning. But here's my trades HIMAX. I wanted to go ahead and screenshot that for you guys. Quick scoop, take profits, quick scoop, take profits, take profits. We're going to go over this. Originally, at the start of the day, I actually liked this trade HIMX for a short at the start of the day. Actually, go to the watch list here. HIMX, nice move yesterday. I like this name, short sell against 875 past chart history resistance. All right, so let's take a look at the chart real quick. HIMX, what do we see here? Guys, I love pattern recognition. And I have a whole folder of these charts I'm going to share with you guys. But what did we see yesterday with EQ? EQ was on the watch list as well yesterday. EQ was, this is why the watch list is so important, traders. Wednesday, EQ, I like this setup for a short. These plays I call hangovers. They're overbought the prior day. We don't see a lot of volume after hours in pre-market, and then those people end up taking profits because they're not getting the gap up they were expecting. So EQ yesterday, very similar setup. Overbought move the prior day, above average volume on the chart. Above average volume equals above average range. That range is what we're looking for as traders. The stock opens up on very light volume, and that's the key. See, a lot of traders are looking for a lot of volume if they're trying to long a stock. But for this short setup, I'm looking for no volume. I want the stock to get open up with hardly any volume because the reason for that is we're not gapping up. So all these traders from the prior day are looking to just cut their losses or get out of it for profit taking for a small win. And that's what we saw with EQ yesterday. 570 down to the 470s, dropped a whole point. What do we see with HIMX this morning? Same thing. Overbought stock, above average volume on the play. We opened up, profit taking right out of the gates from $8, 8.20 down nearly a point as well, 7.20s. I really like this for a short this morning. I missed the short. Very frustrated that I did miss the short. I was actually looking for, just a few buyers to pop up the short into. Ultimately, I did like it against 875, which was in the watch list, and that is past chart history resistance on the chart. 875. I would have liked it. I was anticipating this one popping up towards that area. Essentially, is what I'm saying. So I was fine scaling into it. Ultimately, that being my risk guide there. But it just wanted to snap. It wanted to snap out of the gates today. And so this was the idea with HIMX. I was more short biased. And then I actually took two longs on it today. And why was that? Well, I missed the short, but there was a lot of panic that set in. And so I understood the past chart history here in the consolidation in the 715, 720s it's had the last few weeks. And so what did I just say in chat? Buy fear, sell euphoria. That's what I do all the time. I'm never so hard-headed to the point. I won't say never, but this is what we need to do as traders. We never need to just have like one bias on a stock saying this stock is going to do this. It's a short, it's not a long. That'll get you in trouble. If you think that you're more short biased on the stock, that there's not a potential for a long, we can trade both sides of it. You don't just have to say, okay, this stock's a long, I can't short it, or this stock's a short, I can't long it. You can trade both sides of it. I would have ultimately loved to short this out of the gates into, buying it down here at support. But that's how I trade. I like fast moves towards support and fast moves towards resistance because why? Human behavior never changes in the market. When newer traders see something go up, they want to buy it. And when people see something go down, they want to sell it. And I like to take advantage of those human emotions towards support and resistance. That's all there is to it. Remaining objective, unbiased. That's a way to remaining objective on a ticker is really where we want to be as traders. Not saying the stock is going to do this or that. We just react to what it is doing. What is this stock doing? Okay, it's panicking out right now. It is panicking out. It's coming down to support. It is coming down to support. Let's scoop it up, right? Versus shorting at support. That doesn't make sense, right? We want to short stocks that are overbought. So this stock is overbought. I want to short it. This stock is oversold. I want to buy it. That's the idea. What is it? Objectively seeing it as it is, not trying to predict it. Like the lesson we went over yesterday on reacting versus predicting. We want to react to what the stocks are doing, not what we want to see them do. And this is what we see a lot of times on these low float plays. And there were a lot, for example, this morning or even yesterday and today. WBAI today stock popping up to 1058 and short sellers shorting that euphoria, and we see the sell off from there. Yesterday, so many of those low float plays, low float names, IPDN, IMMP, we saw a lot, INDO, HEPA, all these stocks, these low float names. There's a lot of prediction that goes on with newer traders. They predict volume coming into a stock. We need to react to what is happening, not predict. That was one things when I first started trading that I struggled with, and that's why I preach against that these days. Is because I'd like to predict volume coming into stocks. I'm like, okay, this is a good setup. This stock has news. It has news. Um, it has a good chart set up. Blah blah blah. You let your ego kind of decide the trade for you versus just waiting and reacting to what is happening. For instance, right now BTBT, it has volume, and we react to that. We don't try to predict volume coming into BT. We react to the volume that is here. And so that's going to be the lesson today. Let's react to what is, not predict what we want to see happen. Remain unbiased, objective. Is the stock overbought? Is it oversold? Not trying to predict that. We just see what is happening, what is, and we go from there. So HIMX, I liked it for a short, didn't get it, flipped to a long. On this panic, down to support. That was the idea on HIMX today. Got it for a couple trades there. That's going to wrap up the lesson today, traders. Any questions over that? Before I let Jesse take the mic again. And you guys, if you want to keep trading throughout today, I would BTBT, obviously, that is where volume is at the moment. Let's take a look at BNGO from this morning as well. Yeah, BNGO, this one, BNGO, I mean, it's holding this 260 level if trading that on the long side. You guys see the volume chart here? Volume chart is something I'm always looking at. Similar to Jesse on BTBT. Jesse had the good point today with BTBT that, we have 60% less volume, so it may not sustain a move like it did yesterday because of that. So we'll keep an eye on the volume, but look at Bingo. Bingo, volume fading. And look what Bingo did yesterday. Actually, decent sustainable volume throughout the day. Obviously faded from around 12 to 2, which is typical. But for Bingo, we need this stock to really get some volume in here around the 260s to turn that on around. But I'm going to be wrapping up the day today myself, because just understanding the volume out there, and that we're entering a holiday here. Adara, how did you decide to go in at 727 HIMX? Yeah, I hit it a couple times here. Yeah, really got the bottom tick there too. 727. I look for a few variables on these stocks. So I had already seen that the stock panicked out from $8 to 750s, and then when we got another flush under that support 750s, that's one of the variables I look for. You see this volume right here, Adara? 250,000 shares of volume right here. Relative to its average volume candle, that's like 2 to 3x. So I knew stops were getting taken out. I knew there was a lot of panic on this, a lot of panic coming in. Whether on the short side or the long side, I'm usually looking for these candlesticks, these big, large candlesticks. Great question. Glad we can go over this. Because that's what we normally see on these plays. When we get the euphoria, I like to short it. Big green candlesticks. When we get the fear, I like to scoop it up. So ultimately, I took that as a variable in consideration with the daily chart. The daily chart was screaming 715, 710 as support. I was planning on scaling down towards that area. Honestly, that's what I was anticipating and what I preferred, because those obviously pay out a little bit more. But like I think I did a video yesterday talking about how uncomfortable trades are usually the more profitable trades. What do I mean by that? Well, 90 percenters are all taking comfortable trades when something's just kind of consolidating, right? Some of these more uncomfortable trades, when it looks like it's scary, be more scared. That's how I look at it. Be more scared when a stock is panicking like that. So I like this ultimately down towards that 715.10 area. Didn't give it, but still money on the way. So that's the idea there. I like to scale into these plays towards support and resistance. Also from the watch list this morning was Hoth. Hoth had popped up as well. You guys know from the watch list, 320 was that risk guide we were looking at there. And as you guys are continuing to stay in chat going into the new year, we're going to be teaching you guys all this stuff. 320s are usually a magic number. I go over this all the time. When we get fast moves up through whole dollars, up towards the 20-cent area, those are typically magic numbers, and we see a lot of high day numbers in the 20-cent area. When this stock had hit 390, 294 up here, if you guys were in pre-market, I said, I don't think that's the high day. That's not really a high day number that we normally see. I like this up over the whole dollar to 320, fake out, breakout, come back down. These are all things we're going to teach you as you guys are sticking in the daytraderchatroom.com. Guys, that's going to wrap up my week. Great week, everybody. Loved having you in here and hope you guys are going to be here for the new year.